Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to another club debate brought to you by Super 6. And today, myself, Rory and Buvey are joined by some absolute legends. Miles from the Filthy Fellas is back on the club debate. And we've also got Fintan with us as well, aka Easy with Aces, as you may know him as. And Ade Oladipo is in the house. Rory's co-host on many other shows. And of course, now he's on the club. We're here to get stuck into a bit of a debate on all things the Premier League. And we're kicking off with the title debate, which means I need to take a back seat.
Yeah, it's the last time you're going to speak on this video.
That's why I did the intro.
You might go back as well.
Yeah, that's why I did the intro. Me and Rory are going to go downstairs.
Yeah, we'll have a pint. Give us a shout, lads. Yeah.
And we'll leave you lot to it. We'll come to Miles and Ade first, because obviously both of your teams are in a title race with Buvey's side. Miles, we'll come to you first.
What team does Ade support?
How dare you, Liverpool.
Are they in the race?
One second, how many points are you in front of us that we're not in the race?
I'm just asking, Ade. I'm just asking. This is the first time I've heard Liverpool.
We know how to win a title, first of all.
Fair enough.
Yeah, recently.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Recently, yeah.
No, this is the first time I've even heard Liverpool even talk about titles. So I was just...
Are you
being serious.
Do you consider Liverpool not to be a challenger?
No, they're a threat. They'll be up there, defo. But this is the first time I'm actually hearing or seeing a Liverpool fan saying, yeah, we might be in a race.
No, we certainly are in a race. We're certainly in a race. Whether or not we've got the legs and stamina to go to the end, but we're in a race because we know how to do it.
I'd say they're at least as likely as Arsenal.
Yeah.
They're more likely than
Liverpool
Arsenal.
And
I think
Arsenal
more
are
likely as well.
as
Better
likely
manager,
as
better everything, more experience.
Yeah.
They're way better
I wouldn't
than
say they
Arsenal.
have a better squad.
They got a better squad.
They don't have a better squad.
When everyone's fit, they got a better squad, in my
They don't have a
opinion.
better squad.
Salah's a
close.
world-class forward. They got a better keeper. Van Dijk's better than
You've named
Saliba, in my
players. You've
opinion.
named three players.
Yeah.
That's not a
Their
squad.
midfield's fantastic.
Not
So
better than us.
They got a better manager. That's massive in a title
Yeah,
race.
they do.
Your guy's a choker. You know.
This is someone who's scared, and this is fear in his voice. He's fearing Arsenal right now. You're
He's
playing us
correct
down.
though. What he said about your guy being a choker though, when it comes to the title race.
No, he did it. I don't want to say choke.
He's the biggest choker in Premier League history ever.
never,
More than
never.
Kevin Keegan.
No, he's not. He's not.
He
It's
is.
experience.
That's facts.
This is building character. This is building character.
He's Kevin
this
Keegan
experience.
2.0.
Kevin Keegan. Have you
He
seen-
is.
He's a beautiful man. Arteta.
247 days.
Nothing
Great hair.
Nothing like Kevin Keegan.
Grey hair, did you say?
No, great.
It was before all the dye.
Yeah, the dye is a bit too much.
But anyway, forget his hair and Kevin Keegan. How do we even get there? But we're fully equipped to go on and challenge these guys.
If you lose Saliba,
and
he's gone
Liverpool.
again, though. He's your Saliba, sorry.
But I could say the same thing about him. Not him, sorry. Van Dijk, his team. Van Dijk, if Van Dijk goes, they're gone. Look, they've just lost Rodri the other day, they're gone.
For sure.
So it's all variables. Everybody has that key player if they lose.
So what do you think is different about Arsenal this season?
I think it's the experience, Adam. Honestly, I think it's the experience of the manager and most importantly, the players.
Experience of what? You didn't do anything.
Yeah.
No,
I thought that was going to go somewhere else as well. What experience?
Of failing with 5 games to go. I don't.
Yeah.
What experience?
But I'm talking
You've got
about
experience of failing. Wow.
Yeah, but these are young boys at the end of the day. We've got one of the youngest squads in the league. Man City came to our ground. We beat Man City last season. When we went to Man City and they came to us, we tried to play them at their game. We tried to press them up the pitch. They played around us. They booped the ball over our centre backs twice. Kevin De Bruyne to Haaland. It was 2 easy goals, 2-0 down within 5 minutes. This game was much more controlled.
Because there was no De Bruyne and Rodri. The 2 best players in the world in their position
Yeah,
were
but what we
playing.
meant to
But you
do...
have to take his advantages. You know, I don't like the fact that City lost, but you know, when Mancini won the Premier League, we'd never beaten Man United in a title race. We beat him 6-1. David Silva got that experience. Yaya Toure had never had that experience.
That's because
Balotelli.
Johnny Evans got sent off, though.
Yeah, well, apart from that. But you know what I'm trying to say?
Just
You have to. The experience comes from actually winning football matches. Saliba's now won a game against Man City for the first time in his career at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Kept a clean sheet. That is
No,
something
it's
to be
big.
said
Also,
about.
Arteta, you know, like you talk about him as a choker and stuff, and obviously you're correct up until now. But he is now faced, as Arsenal manager, 24 teams. He's played against 24 teams as Premier League manager, and he's won against all of them now. He's beaten 24 other managers. So that's going to be significant as well, isn't it? Because beating Manchester City in the way that they did, it's not really about the 3 points. They can always accrue another 3 points. It's symbolic to beat Guardiola. It's like the sorcerer and the
100%.
apprentice.
I think Arteta's overthinking might cause him a problem. A bit like Pep sometimes. I think Arteta, with this sort of fantasy that Kai Havertz can play in an 8 or wherever he can play, Gabriel Jesus on the right or on the left and not through the centre. He's faith in Nketiah. I feel like maybe...
But it's
Gabriel Jesus one's been forced for injury, hasn't it?
But it's funny that you say that because he didn't start Havertz and like I said, he's learning. He's learning from previous games and last season. He knows that Havertz is not good enough to play in this game. Not right now, not against this team. So I'll drop him and I'll use someone experienced like Jorginho, who could play in the 6 and put Rice in the 8. Or
It's a good point as well, actually. He was talking about Arteta kind of not doing enough, in your opinion, Booth. Arteta basically won that game for them. The four substitutes all had something to say about the goal.
Martinelli was fantastic.
Havertz did well when he came on. I know you boys love to slate Havertz, but he did do well. He set up the goal. He held the ball up well.
He did okay.
Listen,
He laid the ball off to someone else to score. Do you know what I mean?
Also, I think Nathan Ake had as much to do with it as Kai Havertz.
Like I said in the last debate, no Arsenal fan said, Havertz is our answer to winning the league or even challenging. But what we've got right now...
When you say no Arsenal fan, I just want to point out, I did a video fairly recently with AFTV Robbie, and he did say exactly that. He wore a T-shirt that said King Kai on it.
Jesus.
So some Arsenal fans were certainly...
They
merch?
watch
Is he
T-shirts
selling
for the
that as
Premier League
merch or
table
what's the
online.
vibe?
Yeah, exactly. We got
some
Robbie
Arsenal
in that,
fan.
but come on. But yeah, like you said, like Kai Havertz, like, yeah, he's not going to get us 20 or 30 goals.
Does
a
that
season.
worry
You
you?
should.
though?
You
Why, it
spent
doesn't worry
65
me.
million on him.
You know the
Doesn't
fact
worry
that
me.
He
Arteta
won't
does...
get you 10. You're saying 20-30. He won't get 10.
Havertz might not win the league, but Declan Rice might.
But that's experience. But
Like,
he's
he was so good.
experienced though. He's experienced. He's an experienced player.
Experience doing what?
Yeah, but he's been in.
Coasting through games and being rubbish at Chelsea. That's his experience.
Yeah, but that's whatever he's done
With all
at
due
Chelsea.
respect.
All due respect, like you just said, whatever he's done at Chelsea, that's Chelsea. He's in a different setup now. He's in a
But
different manager.
could Arsenal's team and their setup and the work ethic of a lot of their players there, like at Chelsea, look, I don't think Kai Havertz was the right signing for Arsenal. But to play devil's advocate, could you not argue that the squad around him could potentially bring more out of him and then being in a settled club like Arsenal? Because Chelsea, while he was there, weren't settled. While he was there.
There were times...
I know you won the Champions League,
Yeah,
but
there were
you
times
weren't-
when he were and times when he weren't.
Yeah, of
It
course.
was a very unsettled club for the majority of his time.
You have to make an argument. If you spend 65 million quid on a forward-thinking international, German international Champions League winner, you shouldn't have to have a squad that kind of holistically makes you better. You want impact from him. Maybe it's a bit harsh. They've just won the game 1-0 against City.
Yeah, but this
There's an argument that back end of this season, will he be the difference in big games? And I think you spent 65 million quid. You could have put that
But the
into
money has nothing
Ivan Toney potentially in January if you delay
They might
delay
still
that.
get Ivan Toney, though.
Yeah, if
Might
that
still.
happens, fair enough.
Yeah, but Buvey, you're talking about money. This is the team that spent 50 million on how many centre backs and most of them are on the bench.
You spent more than us in the last 2 transfer windows.
Yeah, but we're buying
Two transfers.
two transfers.
Two out of-
And look where we are now. Exactly. And look where we are now.
What time frame do you want to do? 1999. What time frame do you want?
You're
lads?
sitting in a palace, bro. That's why. You got
United have spent more than us in the last
You don't
6
need
years.
to spend
I mean,
money.
Where are
Like
you?
you need
You're
to
mid-table.
spend. You need to spend money. and get
Arteta spent
players.
so much money though. He spent probably more money than everyone except for Chelsea since he's been there.
Who, Arteta?
Yeah,
Yeah,
And he had
100%.
to though.
Huge amounts.
He had
Yeah,
to.
I know,
So
but
are we
other
forgetting the
teams have to as well if they're going to
Yeah,
compete
but
with
he
it.
spent right though. That's the thing.
He
Everybody's
just spent 65 on Havertz, and that no one
What,
agrees
Pepe?
that's right.
Was Pepe right?
But who?
Was Pepe
That
right?
was-
that was
his
his
signing.
signing.
That was
Unai
his
Emery,
signing.
we want
Klopp
Klopp signing
signing.
him.
Everybody's
Arteta.
ridiculing. Everyone's
signing.
ridiculing Arteta about this Havertz signing because he hasn't hit the ground running. He hasn't scored 10 goals or he hasn't scored 5 goals, be it, or even got 2 assists right now this season. That's fine. But if he does something that's more impactful for us later on in the season and he grows within this team, he's going to be looked at as a
Do you
genius.
think he
because
will, hand on heart?
He might do, yes.
No, don't say might. No.
I don't know. I don't know. Goofy. I
as a
don't know.
football fan,
I think he
what's
will.
your gut saying?
I think he's gonna have a big impact on Arsenal
Do
this
you
season.
know what he
I
could do?
I do think he is.
As much as I don't think
I
he's
do.
a good signing, and as much as I don't think Arsenal spent the money wisely, to answer the question that you said specifically, Booth, like, I don't think he's a good player, but you've effectively said, could he have a big moment? That he is capable of. He is a moments man. Like Chelsea won the Champions League, he was at the epicenter of it. Chelsea won the Club World Cup, he was at the epicenter of it. He is a moments man.
Yeah.
And that could be exactly what Arsenal need, because I think the team that they've assembled is very good. They've pretty much got an elite player, or at least 2 elite players per position, top class players per position. They are now ready to win a league. They may just need, that person who can pull it out the bag at the drop of a hat, just something ridiculous. Kind of as he did. He was very involved in the goal and the winner against you. Like
Also,
maybe that's going to be his contribution. A fairly average season overall, but a last minute winner at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
Also,
a
the
little flick or
season,
something,
and Havertz's signing may not be the right one, but the squad there, we may be overthinking Havertz much, like, because even without Havertz, still got a very good squad.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's just whether Arteta hangs his hat on it.
This is why we've been
and
a little
keeps
bit
him in the team.
not disrespectful, because it's far more fun to do it this way. But this is why potentially we've been a little bit harsh the way that we've positioned this video very early in it by focusing on Havertz because they signed.
I think that
they
was
signed
just
other
the
players.
conversation took us there.
Yeah, but
but
it's also more fun.
The other players they've signed though, we're not
Rice.
sure about. Like we're not sure about Timber.
I'm
Because
very
of the
sure
injury.
about Rice.
I'm not sure. Rice. Yeah, David Raya. I don't know if it's an improvement or not.
What do we think
on
about the
Ramsdale.
goalkeeper situation though? Like as someone that's potentially challenging Arsenal, definitely for top 4 spots, possibly for the title.
Yeah, like when we do like when I look at Arsenal as sort of the closest rivals Liverpool to challenge City, I always try and do like a combined 11. And when you look at the goalkeeper spot, obviously that's just it's not even a competition, is it? Like you could put Raya and Ramsdale together, and it's not Alisson.
Yeah, that's
and I'm being.
yeah, that's
I'm
true.
not-
That's
I'm not
actually
saying-
fair. That's
I think
But how do you
Alisson's
feel
incredible.
that position, like specifically looking at Arsenal, how do you think that will,
I think it's a problem. I mean, every time Raya makes a semi mistake, the cameras always go to point to Ramsdale.
Yeah.
Like the bit where Alvarez is trying to close him down and nearly does. Immediately it goes to Ramsdale. I just don't think it was an issue. When I speak to Arsenal fans about what the issue was at the back end of last season, you can point to factors and say, okay, Saka's missed the penalty miss against West Ham, Saliba out. I don't remember any Arsenal fans saying Ramsdale was awful. I don't remember it.
Again, though, we're doing it again.
He was at point.
But it was like we're doing the same
I don't think
thing again.
Ramsdale was good enough to win a league.
I think we're.
But do you think Raya is?
I'm not sure. I just
But a marginal
this is
difference
it.
is important in the Premier League.
is,
Even
but
if
it
he's
is.
5% better.
But is
5% better.
is 5% better good enough if there's just all this talk
might
and
be.
all this
Might be, because
distraction
look
around
at some of the league title wins. When Liverpool got 97 points, City had 98 points. I mean, what was the difference? A clearance off the
But
line
it
from
could
John
create a
Stones.
lot. It's creating a lot of upheaval. It's
And
creating a lot of
uncertainty.
debate as well. The other thing is though, it's all very well for us to go. We don't know if it's better or if it was worth the upheaval. Raya's the first goalkeeper to keep a clean sheet against Man City for 16 games, so it's already looking like it.
Kept one in his first
They're
game,
limited
kept
to
one in
them
the
to, like,
Champions
3
League
shots
against
as well,
PSV.
4
He's
shots.
kept loads
He's
of clean
got at
sheets.
least 3. He's got 3 clean sheets in the Premier League right now. Everton, Bournemouth, and
No, the
Man City.
thing I want to ask is like, because the difference between Ramsdale and Raya is very marginal. I know the margins can make a huge difference when you're trying to win a league,
I think Ray is
but
calmer.
is it
though.
worth the upheaval?
He's calmer. When
Yeah,
you
of
watch
course it is.
Ramsdale
He's
in the
definitely
big
calmer, yeah.
games, he's looking to the fans. He reminds me of Jordan Pickford, where he's shouting
Joe
and he's
Hart,
screaming,
passion merchant.
and he's just trying to get the fans going. And I feel like he needs that. But a keeper needs to be calm.
100%.
And I feel like
And
for
he is
that,
calm.
it could be an upgrade.
Even the early mistakes he made against City, you kind of felt like he was going to get swallowed
Do you
because
know
of it, and he
what,
didn't.
It's being snide or strengthening a position of strength, which is what Arteta has done. He's got a good goalkeeper. He's got a goalkeeper that was in the Premier League team of the season last year. He has looked to improve that immediately. He has looked to strengthen a position where they're already strong. That's good management.
It's rootless as well.
That's good
Yeah,
management. Can I just flag something really quickly, lads? We're talking about Premier League title winners. Not one person, I was waiting for someone to do it, literally not one person yet has brought up the team that is currently top of the league. Is that...
No, we're going to get there. We're going to get there.
Yeah,
I just thought, let's talk about
and
Arsenal.
And we've
for
got
now.
to be realistic as well.
No,
but-
that's what I was... That's
We've got to be
kind of what I was
We've
thinking.
got to be realistic.
Okay, can I ask, have Spurs got as much chance as Arsenal of winning the league?
Not at all for me.
No,
Why?
it would be definitely Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, or Man City,
and
Arsenal,
that's
Liverpool.
and that's
whatever you
purely
wanna
on squad depth. Adam.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
We're 8
but
games
squad
into the
depth,
season,
you talk
though.
about squad depth.
That's purely on
They've
squad
got
depth.
no European football.
Yeah, but if they get one,
They've
of,
got no league.
They're
Cup.
out of the league, yeah.
They've got
No,
Premier
but
League, FA Cup.
sometimes though, those momentum going into them games and winning kind of spurs you on to the next one. A lot of players want to keep playing and winning
but-
and winning.
but
and
the
winning.
way-
What Spurs would have been in Thursday night football, and that's not.
Nothing wrong with Thursday
That's
night football.
no, but trust me,
Nothing
they're
wrong
not.
now. Nothing
I'll
wrong
need to
now.
get used to it for next season.
Thursday night
But
football was terrible.
No,
when you're
part-
trying to win the league, that is a
Part of the
problem.
reason Chelsea won the league under Conte was because we could only focus on the Premier League.
Yeah.
It helps. Part of the reason Leicester won the league was because they only had to focus
But that Chelsea team under Conte had won the league 2 years prior under Mourinho. This Spurs team haven't got... When's the last time they got top 4? When's the last time
They got top
couple
4
years ago?
relatively recently, but they haven't won a league since 1961, which
Okay.
is actually closer to the Victorian era than it is to today.
I don't think
fit in for this pub.
yeah. It's an old pub. This pub weren't built when they last won the league.
We're in the old Queen's Head, by the way. Thank you to them.
Well, boys,
I don't think Spurs are a lock for top 4 in that
Flav's
lone title
grinding his
challenge.
teeth somewhere. innit?
oh, Rory, you're crazy. But boys, like we said, they're playing one game a week, and it's good. But isn't it better to play one game a week at the back end of the season? Like they're starting this season with one game a week now. Obviously, like you said, it's better to get more
they
games.
really don't have the squad though, do they?
Yeah, but it's nice to it's nice to have more games. So they've got a new manager, new system,
Yeah.
new philosophy. Isn't it better to have more games so you can try fill
Yeah,
that
but
out?
he'd feel compelled
in
to
the-
play
Let's say
James
Spurs get
Maddison
to Christmas
against...
and buy Ivan Toney.
It's not. I don't even think that's the that would help.
Oh, that would help big
Centre
time.
half.
That's big.
If they're in European
You're not
football,
convinced by Van der Ven and
No,
Romero?
I'm
they're one
massively
injury away
convinced
from
by
having
them.
Eric Dyer back at centre half.
No, mate, I'm massively convinced by the two. I think it's similar to it's Alderweireld Vertonghen, isn't it? It's a very good partnership. Romero looks like a far better player than he looked last year. I think the partnership with Van der Ven's brilliant. He's already scored a winner, which is going to do in the world of good. And yeah, defensive partnerships at Tottenham's a big thing.
I think
whether it's Ruddock and Mabba or Alderweireld and Vertonghen or these two.
and
What
going a
happens
bit
if he's
further
injured?
forward as well. I know, right? We talk, but Basuma, Sarr as well, protectors.
Yeah.
They're very good. Allows Madison
But
just
they
to do what he
must
wants.
sign a
also,
centre-half,
but
man.
also, boys, there's another key factor. In January, we got African. We got
The
AFCON.
Yeah.
So Sarr and Basuma's gonna go. They've got the Asian Cup, so Son's gonna go.
Yeah.
Squad depth.
Asian
Squad
Cup's
depth.
mid-season.
Asian Cup's mid-season in January. So what's gonna happen? They're gonna miss three key players.
AFCON, they're in trouble as well. I
Yeah,
think.
so they're going to miss three key players. I'm not saying they're not good enough to try compete or win the league. I'm just saying I think it's going to purely come down to squad depth, and I don't think they have enough.
Do Liverpool have enough? I guess you should be asking me the question, but do you think Liverpool have enough? in the
I think
squad?
you've got enough attackers to get you through games to win. And obviously it's Liverpool. You've got the experience. You've done it. You've been here. You've
If
won
you
the
stay
Premier
in the
League.
title race up until Christmas and get a proper number 6 in, I
Then we're
would
in.
fancy you for a real good chance. And your fixtures coming up are pretty good. But if they
you don't
get
think
if
Endo's
Salah
that
gets
guy?
injured,
Do you think Endo's that
he's
guy?
actually never injured.
I don't
actually
think
never
think
injured.
Klopp
no,
can
that
say
is
no.
no, that's fair. That's fair.
His fitness doesn't make sense. Amount of games he plays.
Who's
Salah's
that,
never
sorry?
injured.
He's very similar to
Salah, never
Ronaldo in
injured.
his physique. He looks
It's
after himself so
incredible.
well.
Yeah.
What Liverpool's problem is for me is their defence. I think Van Dijk's defending for two defenders at times. I think Konate, he's very good. But
Is there a question mark over Van Dijk?
Yeah.
No.
You watch him every game.
He's
Harry.
dropped off a lot.
I see him
100%.
make a
He's
lot
dropped
more
off.
mistakes than I ever did.
He's dropped off. He's dropped off a lot. But to be
Is
fair
that the
to him,
injury?
it's that, and it's also a different centre back partner every game.
Yes.
Like 1 week it's Matip, 1 week it's Konate, sometimes it's Gomez. Now he's got Trent playing in this hybrid role. He's like, what am I doing? All the best centre backs that we spoke about in Premier League history always have a centre back with them, whether it's Vidic and Ferdinand, whether we're talking Terry Carvalho. Everyone's got one. Gabriel and
Or
Saliba
Ruddock and
now.
Mabba.
Ruddock and Mabba. Yeah. he doesn't have a solid centre back pairing with him all the time.
Has Klopp given up on the experiment with Trent in midfield?
No, he does it.
Yeah,
He does it. Did it against Brighton. Did it against Brighton. It's not working. McAllister's a big problem because he's not a 6. And he's been forced to play a 6 because obviously we got upped and Caicedo should have come to us and he went to them for some stupid reason. But yeah, I don't know. We need a CDM. If we don't get a CDM, then we're not going to compete for the
And that's the thing with people say that Arteta's doing trial and error. I think Klopp's doing the same thing, but obviously it's not being spoken about as much. This with Trent playing the full inverted. I don't think because he's not.
I agree.
It's not working.
I
he's
think
not,
Trent
he's
can
not
be
good
Pirlo.
defensively. Obviously, offensively, he's amazing.
I think he can be Pirlo.
No, you say that. You say that, yeah. But he did that at the back end of last season when we were crap. But then Liverpool went on a run where I think we won
Mate, you're
8
unbeaten
out of
in
the
like
last
20
9.
games,
Yeah,
right?
it was ridiculous. Like, so that's when he tried to play Trent in this position. And we know Trent can put a ball on anyone's head from anywhere. So
It's just
it kind of
when you
works.
think about the attributes that you need to play as a central midfielder, unless you're going to totally compensate for all of those attributes and allow Trent almost a free role, just a creativity role, no other responsibility,
Yeah.
which I don't think modern football really allows for, like a maverick in the team like that.
Jurgen Klopp team doesn't allow for.
No,
No,
absolutely.
It allowed for it when Fabinho and Henderson were there because they always used to cover. When Henderson had legs, he would jump back into right back.
Yes.
Fabinho
Yeah.
would sweep up. You're asking McAllister to try and do it now, and he doesn't have the legs. And
Why isn't
Szoboszlai's
Endo
not
doing
that.
it, mate? I don't. You signed Endo.
Who is
I'm
that?
not-
I don't even know who. No.
But he's not like a
They
young
were
kid. He's
smoking
30
Indo
30
when they signed Endo.
He's 30 years old, highly rated in Germany. I'm not saying he's the answer. I'm just wondering why he's not starting more games.
It
He
takes
wanna
a,
get Spurs.
Felt like a panic.
no,
buy,
it takes a
didn't
while. It was a panic buy, and it's very rare you go straight into a Klopp side unless
Yeah, Fabinho
are
took
that
a
good.
while.
You know how you knew it was a
That's true.
worrying
Fabinho
one when
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp was like bigging him up loads.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
geezer's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
He's such a great lad. You
Yeah, I
should
wanted
meet
him over
Like, he's
Caicedo.
so
in
good.
fact.
Yeah, and he said that we need you, and he's played him for about 20 minutes since and a couple of European games.
He's like, I need you.
Yeah.
but one thing,
Please.
one thing we do have, obviously, as you said, we're top heavy. We will score.
Goals galore.
There's
innit?
goals all over that team, whether it be Jota, Gakpo.
I think Nunes is still going to be amazing. I know some Liverpool fans have lost him, but I love him. Man, he makes so much happen. He's hectic.
He does. He is hectic.
It's just-
He's just
Not many players in
I
the
don't
league could
think
do what he
hectic
did
is-
against Newcastle, where he came on and changed the game.
no. That's why we were so shocked that he did it. But it's because he missed tap-ins, but he'll score worldies.
Yeah.
Also,
He's
do you know
he's just
words
a
like
crazy.
that?
He's
Like
so
this-
young though.
You know words
People
like
forget he's 20.
chaos. He's
he's a
a
chaos
nightmare.
baller. He's a chaos
But you
baller.
know those words. I don't always think of them as good words. Like
No, they're
When
good,
I
they're
say it,
good.
I think of
Well, for centre-back, just-
Martinelli.
Centre
though.
back is horrible.
Problem.
Of course.
Dennis Bergkamp.
Suarez-
you never called
Suarez-
Bergkamp chaos.
No,
and he
but
was better than
Suarez was a
Nunes.
chaos baller. Suarez was chaos.
He's also
That's true.
good.
Yeah, he didn't know what he was going to do.
Like,
We didn't know what he was going to do.
you
He
asked-
was
Just
chaos.
bumble all the way
Yeah, it was
through.
chaos.
Yeah, you ask the Saliba, who would you rather play with or against, Gakpo or Darwin Núñez? He'll say Gakpo.
Gakpo all day.
Yeah, Gakpo. Yeah, I can just Darwin Núñez. You know it's a fight.
Yeah.
Just the South American.
Yeah, but
way,
you're giving him
you can't
two
think of
short
a South
straws
American
there, innit?
striker.
Yeah, yeah. Ask him Nunes or a good striker, and then we'll have a conversation. Then it'll be a day.
One second.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Jackson here. I said Gakpo.
That was a coin with two tails on it, wasn't it? Yeah. It's look, I don't know. I think Liverpool are capable, but the only real reason I think they're capable is the manager. I just think Klopp. I'm never really ready to doubt Jurgen Klopp. I always think that he could pull something out of the bag, and there is something about this Liverpool team. Just the fact that there are so many goals in that side. I feel like they'll get away with it. But
We have two genuine, like, in world class, and we can debate whether or not Arsenal have got world class, but genuine, no doubt about it. I think the best goalkeeper and the best right-sided forward. With those two,
yeah, I don't disagree.
one scoring and one keeping you in the game, as Alisson has done all season, anything's possible.
Ade, if you had to summarise why Liverpool can win the league, not will, not asking you to do that, in 30 seconds, roughly, could you do that for us?
Yeah, of course.
Why?
Liverpool will win the league
Oh,
because
you've gone for
He's
will.
gone big.
All right, I said you didn't have to.
Liverpool,
All right.
Liverpool will win the league because I actually don't think this will be the season where City do what they normally do and get 90 plus points. I think the season's going to be up to anyone that can go on an 8 or 9 game unbeaten run. Liverpool have shown that they can do that. We have the best right-sided forward in the world. We've got the best goalkeeper in the world. And I still think pound for pound, as Rory said to me a couple of weeks ago, we've got the best manager in the world as well. So I think Liverpool definitely have the capabilities. And I think Man City will drop off because the hunger's gone. You can't go 4 in
You
a
got
row.
to stop using Rory as
I
backup.
know.
I'm his template.
Damn,
Yeah,
you're
you
right.
got to
but
stop
mate,
you
using
two are
Rory
backing
as your
each other up,
evidence. Miles,
Mate, do you know what though? Just on that, if it becomes a season where 86, 84 wins the league, that does change everything. And
we've got a chance if that happens.
If it doesn't become that, it's only
if it doesn't become that
But
City, I'll give it to Movie. City will
Arsenal
just go.
can't do it. I don't think.
All
Tottenham,
right, all right,
Tottenham.
you said Arsenal can't
No,
do
no.
it.
Listen, let me finish.
Go on.
Arsenal can't get 90. I don't think. I don't think that Tottenham can get 90. So if City turn up and get 92,
Forget it.
it's over for
It's a
everyone.
wrap.
But if City are off it a little bit, then I think it's a bit more open to Arsenal and Liverpool. I think Spurs will still fall short of 85, 80.
Yeah, for real.
Arsenal,
85 's even for
Miles,
Spurs.
make your case, please, for
can't.
Arsenal to win the league.
Struggling, eh?
He's struggling.
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 What,
Go on,
wait,
Miles.
top 4 case, Adam. Just a month. Top
Win the
4.
league. Win the league.
We already made top 4. That's fine. We've already.
What year?
Ooh,
Yeah, we've made top 4 already. My case for
clip that bit, please.
yeah, top
Just
4
in case.
solidified. And we're winning the Champions League. I told you that last
Oh,
week.
Jeez.
What's in that drink? What's in that?
Cider. I'm having it as well.
I've said it
struggling,
before,
lads.
we're
I'm
gonna say it,
struggling.
but
Miles and cider don't mix.
Come on then, let's hear it.
Vinegar
Miles.
cider. The reason why I think we're going to win the league, we've got an extra year experience with these young boys. We've got the 2 best partnerships in centre back pairing in the league with Gabriel and Saliba. We've got the 2 best number 6s other than Rodri. He's number 1, but we've got Partey and Rice who can fill in with each other. Like you said, they came on off the bench. Partey solidified the midfield. Rice was there. Just them two, just absolutely perfect. We've got one of the best left wingers in the league. I think personally he's just as good as Rashford. Might not be as better, but I think he's just
Martinelli?
as good as just
Better than
as good as
Rashford.
Rashford.
Better than Rashford.
I'm just making a case.
Better
Shut
than
the
Rashford.
fuck up,
Much
man.
better
than
Making a
Rashford.
case. So
Much
many
better
just
than
making a
Rashford.
case.
Better than
No,
Rashford.
he's not
You
better.
don't need to worry about that.
I'm just making a case.
Much better.
Adam, you're the presenter, bro. You're meant to be presenting this, man.
You don't even
Adam
need to
is meant to be
Miles,
presenting
Miles,
this.
be calm about that.
I am presenting noble.
Say that one with your chest.
Let him
mate.
finish
Yeah.
his pitch.
Dave Martinelli ever scores 30 goals in a season.
I didn't want to start this.
Let him finish his pitch. Let him finish his pitch.
Martinelli's better than Rashford.
I didn't
Hands
understand.
up.
That's
You
Stay
can
low.
take half a season up and still fuck up my man's numbers.
Say it with your chest, Miles.
I didn't want to.
You like a rattle me.
I'm looking after my guys' blood
I'm
pressure.
trying to present, man.
Yeah, I'm looking after your blood pressure. I didn't want to say it. Mohamed Salah. I think he's the only best right winger in other than Saka. So we still got Saka. We beat Man City without him the other day. We got Odegaard. I think he's the best creative in the league. I think he's better than Maddison.
Long 30
What, De
seconds.
Bruyne?
No,
Better than
I'm
De
just-
Bruyne.
What,
De
better than
Bruyne.
De Bruyne?
Can't-
Be on,
can't
can't
give
give
you
you
that
that
It's
one.
only
De Bruyne's
the
broken
Bruyne.
at the moment.
It's only De Bruyne.
And
Oh,
Bernardo
come
Silva.
on. No, he's better than Silva. He's better
He's
than
not better than
Silva.
Bernardo Silva.
I personally think so right now.
Better
for
than
what he's
Bernardo
doing for my
Silva.
team.
They're different
What he's
players.
doing for my team. What he's doing for my team. I
love
wouldn't
to see
trade.
Odegaard's won 0
I
trophies
wouldn't
at
trade
Arsenal.
Silva for Odegaard right now. He works for me and my team and my system right now. The only thing I think we're lacking is up top. If we can solidify that in January, get extra sign. If we can nick out Ivan Toney in January, it'll make it even
You need
stronger.
to
for
spend
us.
He's
more
got
money, is that
better
what
in
we're
his
saying?
absence, Ivan Toney. Like, he's honestly
he's better than
not-
Jesus
he's-
and
he's-
then Nketiah,
I
though.
swear.
No, he's a goal scorer. He's
better
a
than
goal
Jesus.
scorer.
Brentford-
He's not
Brentford
better than
are the
Ollie
same.
Watkins.
Because
Oh, yes, he is.
Oh,
Yes,
no,
he
he's
is.
not.
Yes,
He's not better than Ollie Watkins.
Absolutely
He's not
not.
better than Ollie Watkins.
That is
He's not
crazy
better than
shit.
Ollie Watkins.
He's better than Ollie
He isn't.
Watkins.
I'm trying
Right,
twice
listen,
a player on
Miles
it.
better. Miles
No,
better.
he
Hold on.
isn't.
We're
He
going to
isn't.
talk about Villa in a bit, so I won't get mad yet. I won't get mad yet, but that's a crazy show. That's a crazy
He's
show.
not better than Ollie Watkins.
Ollie Watkins touch,
Better than
mate,
Ollie Watkins.
5 yards up in the air, mate.
Man,
Terrible touch.
since Emery came in, only 2 players have had more goal contributions
Guy's
than
a lump,
Watkins.
man.
Salah and Haaland.
Yeah, Kevin Davies had a good season.
Right.
with both
Right, so
wonders.
yeah, I just think, boys,
Oh my god.
That's Kevin Davies.
Right, I'm gonna wrap it up. I just think we're the closest thing to Man City right now. I don't think Liverpool's got enough. I don't think they've got a good 6. You
Yeah, I
need a
think I
number
need
6. I don't think you need a number 6 to win this league. You definitely need a number 6. They don't have a good number
You
6.
didn't mention your manager.
And
One
yeah,
of the biggest fault.
Can I get there? Can I get there?
I thought you were wrapping up.
You might, let me get there. I'm just saying, Liverpool, no. And our manager, yeah, like you said, he's like Rory said, he's beaten every manager in the league. And I think he's the closest.
But you know when I said Kevin Keegan, yeah, and I wasn't trying to take the mick or anything, but Kevin Keegan obviously nearly won the league against United with Newcastle. He went on TV, he was ranting.
what did he do after
It was a bit
that?
embarrassing. Yeah, exactly. He never won the league ever.
Well, Arteta's gonna
He
change
went
that.
to England,
Arteta's
struggled. He
gonna
actually
change
came
that.
to Man City when we were sort of bottom half of the table.
Arteta's
So
get-
he's never won the league, Kevin Keegan, as a manager after that rant.
Buvey, why are these two wrong? Why are City winning the league?
I just think it's
Despite
down,
losing against Arsenal.
it's down to, if it's Klopp versus Guardiola, Liverpool have that world-class manager, so does City. Arsenal don't have that. But then Liverpool
we don't.
don't have a world-class squad. So City have got the world-class squad, all with experience. These lads have just won the Champions League a few months ago. All they have to do is win 12, 13, 14 in a row, win the home game against... No, but
To them, no, it
They
is
do
that,
it most
innit?
I
seasons,
say-
though.
I
They
say
do it
easy,
most
I say-
seasons.
All you have to do.
12,
But that's how you
Shit,
that's how
come
you
on,
win the
United.
league.
That's all you have to
He's
do.
right.
There have been
He's
some
right.
City sides that have struggled with, we had no striker when Aguero left, we had Ilkay Gundogan as a false 9, and we did win 12, 13 in a row.
You've
Got
lost.
to Champions League finals well against Chelsea that
He's
season.
shaky,
So
Buvey, man. You're
it's,
shaky.
look, it's not as easy as it used to be. Of
Shaky.
Is
course
that the
not.
one
That's
where
what it should
Aguero
be.
was crying?
What's that?
Is that the one where
You bring that up
Aguero-
every stream. Got nothing else to
I'll
talk
bring it
about.
up whenever you bring up the
I'll
Champions
talk about
League
you
final.
bottom half
got
of the table
beaten.
right now. Well, I think
Is Kai
ultimately-
Havertz going to harm you again? Remember, we took the Champions League off you. He's going to take
And
the
made
Premier League
Aguero
off you.
cry.
I think the biggest result for me for Arsenal, it's a victory for them lads.
It's
like
weird
when-
Rory talking about criers.
Yeah, when Spurs win every season against us, it's the biggest result for them every season. I think it is for Arsenal.
It's not our biggest result.
If they could make a little trophy, they do it, like the little golden trophy.
It wasn't
they've
our
got,
biggest
they do
result.
it. So they got a little
blue
sky,
one.
a little sky blue trophy. They probably got
It
it.
wasn't
in
our
Emirates
biggest
now
result.
for
Of course it was your
25
biggest
quid.
result. What's bigger? That's not an insult to say it's your biggest result. It is, though.
That wasn't our biggest
It's
result.
your biggest
What's
result in the
bigger?
world.
Yeah, of course
That's
it's your
not our
biggest
It's the
result.
biggest
Of course
win
it
in
is.
25 years.
No,
at
it
the Emirates.
wasn't.
It
Less
is.
than enough.
It is.
Biggest win in the
25
Emirates.
It is.
It's the biggest win that you've had at the Emirates. All the biggest games that
100%.
you've had there.
It is.
apart
Beat
from-
Barcelona.
There's
What,
been a-
beat Barcelona? They beat
it's in
Barcelona.
heightened.
What in the round of
and
16?
what, round of 16?
Yeah,
They
but
went
it's-
out as
Yeah,
well.
they beat Man
Was
City.
that the
in
Jack-
week
was that the
8
Jack
of the
Grealish
Champions
masterclass?
League.
Oh,
Champions League
exactly.
and the treble
Week
winners.
8, that's the thing. That's what
Week 8.
it's good for the boys. Psychologically, it was good, but it doesn't mean anything. We just took 3 points
I'll
off
see
Man
an
City.
Odegaard
Oh,
crying.
stop
means
it.
a lot.
It doesn't mean
It means a
anything.
lot.
Stop
It's
it.
good. It's
It was
good for our
red
club. It
panty
does-
night for
it's
every
good
Arsenal
our club.
household.
Because that is, like you said, we're only in week 8. If we beat them in week 36, it's a fantastic win. But there's loads of games.
I
never
think
seen
you
the
needed it
atmosphere that
because
good for 20
Buvey was
years.
calling you out for it, and Arsenal were very nervous in a few games this season. Like the pressure was on them, and I feel that win after the international break might give them more confidence to be more calm. Because you haven't been as good as last season. I'm not saying you've been bad, but last season at times you were so beautiful to watch. The goals you scored were amazing. You've been a little bit more rigid, a little bit more defensive this year. That win might open the shackles. So it's a big win for this season. It's a massive win. It's a huge win that I can't remember Arsenal in recent times. It's not an insult to say that. Man City just won the treble and you've beat them to give them their 3rd domestic loss in a row. It's a massive psychological blow and it's a huge win, I feel.
What's
For
that?
Arsenal, yeah, it's massive.
3 defeats and 4.
3 defeats and 4.
What?
Yeah, why are you bringing up
Crisis.
stats? Why are you using
Crisis.
stats?
Pep
Just
out.
use your football knowledge.
Is that
You
a
don't need to-
crisis?
Pep out.
What's that?
Is that a crisis?
No, of course not.
Sounds like it.
We're not hyperbolic on this channel like we are on your
No, we
channel.
are.
Ross.
You've lost
Right?
75% of your games in the last 4.
Rory, Rory, when's
75%.
the last time that you put 2 wins together? Honestly, I'm not sure.
We won 3 games in a row at the moment.
Wait, before
just
can
won 3 in a row.
I,
Yeah,
sorry,
just won 3 in a row.
Oh, sorry.
can I just ask
Forgot to
Adam
count
one?
the cup.
Burnley,
Adam,
Fulham.
Adam, can I ask
Sorry.
Buvey just one question, and then we can move on or do whatever. Just
Yeah,
one
go
question. Buvey, who do you think is the closest team to you?
Liverpool. They got the experience. They actually beat. Look, when City got 100-point season, Centurions, I think it's the best individual season in Premier League history. We can debate that. Who beat us in the league? Who beat us? They smashed us in the Champions League that season. That was Liverpool. They got 97 points the following season. So they are an exceptional manager,
Is that when you got
exceptional
a brick
squad.
through your window?
Through the team bus.
Yeah.
That was vandalism. Let's not talk about that. But,
Buvey, can
Rory,
I
got a
Buvey,
question for
exceptional
Buvey.
side.
Buvey, you're too worried about the form of like the whole team, but especially Erling Haaland.
Can you just mention how right you are about him?
Well, that's what we're about to find out.
Well, he's the top scorer in the league right now.
Yeah, well, 8 and 8.
So you're
but if
wrong
you-
again.
Yeah, but you can
Is
look.
it possible to be wrong
You'd have a-
twice?
Yeah, but you can look beyond the
Year
stats,
after
can't
year,
you?
you can't keep being
you?
wrong.
You can employ an element of critical thinking.
can't.
You don't.
No,
need to,
I
you
do.
don't
You
need
know
to-
I do. You know I do.
No,
Rory's
I know
about
you
to say you
don't.
can look
You
beyond the
famously don't.
stats.
You can look
At
beyond
this
the stats.
stand. There's only
You can
scored
look
one
beyond
Liverpool.
the
But we did when we did the stream for Arsenal, I did say that there are big games where I think he's been incredible. Against Bayern Munich, he was massive, scored a great goal. But when he doesn't contribute in big games,
He didn't do
does
anything
does
against us.
When Thierry Henry didn't score every single game, did he make Freddie Ljungberg score a good goal?
got an
Yeah,
assist.
That's why he had 20 goals, 20 assists. Haaland doesn't have that
Okay,
contributing
but Booth, you know the 8 and 8. Are you at all concerned that if you break down the 8 and 8, you're looking at, I think it's a hat trick against Fulham, 1 against Forest, 1 against Everton. It's
Small teams.
goals against teams that firstly I think you'd beat anyway, and secondly I think whoever was playing up front for Man City, like even if it's Ollie Watkins, I think he scores. He scores in those.
Unbelievable.
He scores in
Even.
those games.
The
Even.
But
disrespect.
all the best strikers in the world were stat padders because there's
Agreed.
only a couple of great
Agreed.
sides in
No,
every
they're
league.
stat padders.
There's
They're
not 20 great sides in the Premier
No,
League.
absolutely. But you brought up Thierry Henry. When, generally speaking, when Arsenal needed it most, when they go away to the Bernabeu, Thierry Henry runs a length for the pitch and scores. When Chelsea
Not in a
needed
cup
it,
final.
When Chelsea needed it most, Didier Drogba would score.
No, I'm not bantering.
When
but-
Sergio Aguero, when Man City
Yeah.
needed it most, Sergio
But we're
Aguero.
talking about a very young striker, yeah, and we're talking about
I
Henry,
also
who
think
had-
you're
who
forgetting
had
about
8
some
years
goals
in the
as
Premier
well.
League in his prime, and he never scored in a cup final. He never took.
Okay,
asked
but-
in the
but-
Champions
but-
League.
I can't
He's also
believe
won a treble.
with the
Look
debate
at
on
how-
Haaland.
He's also
look
won
at
a
how
World
this is
Cup.
going, Buvey.
Yeah, not with
This is
Arsenal.
why. This is why the debate about Haaland isn't completely insincere. You go Champions League final, goals and assists 0. FA Cup final, goals and assists 0. Super Cup final, goals and assists 0. Champions League semi-final, goals and assists 0.
Okay, on the back of that, I can say Champions League 1, FA Cup
Yeah, of
1,
course you can.
Super Cup 1.
Say that about
World
Calvin
Cup
Phillips,
no,
though, can't you?
he's
Say
not-
that
no,
about-
no,
say that
but he's
about
won all of
Calvin
those.
Phillips. But
But
the
Calvin
point
Phillips,
is,
Calvin Phillips didn't
He
play.
scored 52 goals in a treble-winning season. You can't say he didn't
I'm
contribute
not,
to
I'm,
what he
not,
did.
I'm not saying.
52
Of
and
course, I'm not
53,
saying
he's
he
22
didn't
years old.
contribute. The question I'm asking is, are you expecting
You know
more
what
from him?
happens
Is he
to
doing
Haaland?
what he's supposed to do? He was
You
signed
know what
to win you
happens to
those
Haaland
games.
though?
But they did win against.
Gundogan scores those goals
To
in
win
the
you
cup
them.
final because everyone's doubling up on Haaland.
That's exactly what
100%.
happened.
So he creates
100%.
space for
That
others.
sounds like a really
But they don't have a
generous way.
good
No,
of-
but I like
No.
the first goal, for example, it shouldn't have
Rather
gone
Gundy.
in the cup final. I'm just using this as an example because I was there and I seen it. But like him being around Lindelof made Lindelof shaky. He gives the ball away to Gundogan. Gundogan scores. Like
Okay, that's ridiculous.
That's
praise,
part
mate.
of Haaland.
That's
though.
ridiculous.
That's
praise.
Haaland harrying the
That
defense.
isn't.
Teams are changing their
You
way
can't,
they
you can't
play.
credit
His
Haaland
presence.
with the goal that
No, but what I'm trying
Gundogan
to
scored at
say
the
is,
FA Cup final.
what I'm trying to say is, teams doubling up on him now create more space for those
Okay,
others
but
running
when
into
they
the
double
box.
up on him, he can't find a way to make it work. So when he is doubled up on, like Thierry Henry was doubled up on, and he would still punish you.
I think the way
Dennis Bergkamp
Arsenal
was
played
doubled
against
up
him
on.
was
I don't know why you're
perfect. What
ignoring
they did
moments
was-
where he did get into finals and didn't. You know, Barcelona did a job on him. He
Can't
didn't score
really
in the
use
Champions
Thierry
final.
Henry. It's a bit unfair, man. He's the best to do it.
Yeah, but he never scored in a
He's not
cup
the best
final.
to
It's hard
do
to
it.
score in a
Best
cup
to do it.
final.
What
It's
do you mean
hard
best
to.
to do it?
He's the best striker in the Premier League era.
What?
Thierry Henry.
Striker, Rooney's the greatest
Oh, don't
Premier
bring
League
up Man
player ever.
United.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna
That's
move
another
on.
debate, though.
Are you worried about it? Are you worried about
No,
it?
I think your point about in the big game against Arsenal, did he struggle? Yes. Did he do enough? No,
No.
he didn't do enough. But then to criticise 52 goals in a treble-winning season, he
That-
was.
I didn't criticise
massive.
that. I criticised the contribution in the big games.
Yeah, and he was. What Adam said was bang on. He influenced us to beat Man United in the FA Cup final.
So he
Adam,
He's
who do you
actually
think?
responsible for the
Adam,
Goals and goal in
A
the
striker
FA Cup
doesn't
final.
score every single game. No striker
Can't
scores
have
every
Vincent's
single game.
guard first.
But if a striker can have a physical aspect and bully defenders like he did, that was a good game for Haaland.
Adam, we're the only neutrals here. Well, I guess Rory's not in the title race either. But who do you reckon is the favourite behind Manchester City? In order.
Adam knows.
I think
football.
Liverpool.
Congratulations, Adam. You don't know ball.
The, re-
I think
reason I think
I
Liverpool-
agree with
Arsenal
Liverpool.
have won.
the reason I
season.
think Liverpool Liverpool
One
is because the
season of
sheer amount of
something.
goals that they've got. And I personally think Jurgen Klopp is pound for pound the best manager in the league.
How
Like,
about
when you look at what he's achieved with what he's got and everything.
He can be a better manager though, and still have a weaker team and not deliver on that.
Of course he can.
Like, I think
But I've got asked who
Arsenal
do I
are-
think is going to challenge more. I think Arsenal will be there or thereabouts. I think Liverpool will be. I think Spurs will just fall off if they get an injury too. Like you
So when
guys
does
said.
Arsenal fall off then? Tell me.
You fell off last
Fell off
season.
last
No, not Arsenal.
You fell off against Southampton, Fulham.
No,
I don't think you
Brighton.
fall off like
Where?
a drastic falling off.
Where
But I
did
think
we
you
fall
drop
off?
points
When?
throughout the season, which means you don't win the league.
I reckon Liverpool are more likely to challenge for the title, but they're also more likely to not finish in the top 4 than Arsenal. Like, I think they could have a blow up that Arsenal won't have.
No.
That's interesting. Yeah, they could. Yeah.
I think we're more stable
No,
than
I think
them.
you're going to finish top 4, and I think you're going to get close. But Arsenal are going to get top 4 this season. Liverpool, if a few things go against them, Klopp teams have shown that when it goes bad, it can go really, really bad. There has been periods.
Yeah, there's been 8
I think you could challenge for the title. I'm not trying to criticize. It's been
No.
2 last
Liverpool-
season and
Liverpool-
the year after.
Liverpool-
scored.
You lost the
aside
Europa
from-
League final.
aside- we
These
sh-
boys
we
beat you
showed we showed
7-2.
at the back end of last season we're the only team capable in the Premier League to do 10 wins in a row.
That's fair.
Aside from Man
I
City,
agree
we're
with
the
that.
only ones that can do it. We can do it and the others can't. So
I think Arsenal are demonstrating.
Yeah,
the
I think we was
qualities.
close to that last
Yeah,
year.
I think
It was
Arsenal,
very
Arsenal
close.
are
Very
demonstrating the quality of consistency. now as
Yeah,
well.
I think we can do that as well.
But what
I think-
Arsenal will go and get rumped up by Brighton at home. That's the difference.
that's it, innit?
Right, the next 4 fixtures for the teams. Spurs have Fulham at home, Palace away, Chelsea at home, Wolves away. How many points, lads? Quickly.
Fulham, Palace, Chelsea.
10.
Arsenal have Chelsea away, Sheffield
That's a
United
win.
at home,
That's a win.
Newcastle away. There's
That's a
2
draw.
defeats I can see there.
That's a win.
Defeats, that's
3
Burnley
points.
at home.
That's
How
3
many
points.
points?
3 points.
3.
4?
3.
I'll give them 9.
Oh, 9. Who they beating away from home?
That's 10
I
points.
think they might lose to Newcastle.
They lose to Chelsea.
I don't see Arsenal losing any of those fixtures. I don't see an Arsenal loss there. Where do they lose? Chelsea, Sheffield
Newcastle
United,
away.
Newcastle.
I think
Newcastle
Newcastle
away.
away will be tough for them.
They
No,
won't.
that's a draw. I said
Newcastle
that's
away
a-
is very tough.
That's a draw.
Man
won't lose that,
City, who are third, 2 points behind the others, have Brighton at home. That's a defeat.
Man City have the worst
You
fixtures.
Man
should know
United
that losing
away.
to Brighton at home,
Ooh.
not us. You should know
Man
that.
United away.
Ooh.
That's a
We'll
that's a
smash
win
you
for
out like we did
United.
last season. Remember that?
We're gonna do
City
you.
got some terrible fixtures.
Scott
there.
We get
McTominay
12
last
points.
minute.
Mark my
Oh,
words.
so do you, Rory. Your fixtures are horrible.
They were
They're,
horrible.
Chelsea
they're
on
not
the
even
screen,
on
are
this
they?
conversation.
Chelsea
Yeah,
on the
Bournemouth
screen.
home.
Where's Liverpool's?
And then Chelsea
Okay, then.
away. Liverpool have Everton at home, Forest at home,
Oh, wow,
Luton
there you
away.
go then.
Great
There you
fixtures.
go.
I mean,
There you
Liverpool
go.
are winning the league.
Fixtures for
There you go.
Liverpool.
That's it. It's done. It's over.
Liverpool.
Everton's a banker, Forest banker, Luton banker.
Yeah.
Come on, Everton.
12 points for Liverpool.
Come on, Everton.
If Liverpool get 12 points from those 4
If
games,
we don't, it's bad.
but if you do,
If we do,
Manchester,
so much
Manchester
momentum.
City, considering that they've already lost 2 Premier League games in a row, they now have some very tough fixtures coming
Brighton
up.
and United.
If they don't put it right soon,
Could we be talking about Pep out?
No,
Never.
no.
I mean,
Never,
I
never.
will be. I'd like the idea of
That
talking
video's
you know,
a
Rory's
week
got a
away.
video already.
That video's
The
a
thumbnail-
week.
The thumbnail's already The thumbnail's already
He's already
been-
recorded it.
Schedule.
The face.
He's already recorded it.
So enough of that Premier League title race nonsense chat, yeah? Where it's all at is the race for the European spots, yeah? And we want to ask, we got Fintan with us today. Can Aston Villa get Champions League football, Fintan? You're currently 5th in the Premier League, 16 points from 8 games. And the top 5 in England are likely to get Champions League football with Unai Emery, a man that is well seasoned in European football, got a lot of trophies to his name. How do you feel about that?
I reckon to get top 5 is going to be very, very tough. We're in the Conference League, and look,
Correct.
you boys might not appreciate the Conference League, but I've not seen us in Europe for like 12, 13 years. So
Is it since you won the Intertoto Cup with Peter Schmeichel?
No,
Would it
I'm
be
not-
that?
I'm not
Yeah, it would be.
100% sure. But no, since Martin O'Neill got us knocked out in the quarterfinal, I think.
Okay,
UEFA
yeah.
Cup. But if we get a run going in the Conference League, we lost Mings through injury, we lost Bundea through injury, we lost our left back Moreno. Jacob Ramsey's been out a lot. I don't think we've got the squad to go on 2 fronts. So what happens is we saw what happened with West Ham. We won't be in a relegation battle. We won't be down the bottom of the league, but I think Emery gets through the group and then starts to prioritise the cup. And I just don't see how we can fight on 2 fronts. But since Emery's come in, until this weekend, only Man City. Why are you looking at me like that, Buvey? I haven't even said that in
I'm
Mad
not
yet.
No, saying.
Man City have more points than us, and I don't think anyone else does since Emery's come in. Like he's got
Is
2
that-
points. He's
is
got
that
2
real?
points a game since they've come in. He's been unbelievable. No, we were joined with Arsenal and Liverpool now, just so you know.
What have you made of your signings there? Because you seem to have a really good summer. I was interested in a Tielemans signing.
Yeah,
Haven't seen much.
He's
from
been
him.
awful.
He's been muck. He's been
Can't say
muck.
that.
No, he has. He's been terrible. He's been so bad. It's been so sad because there's a lot of hype around him. What I think happened was Tielemans thought he was going to get a move to Champions League club, maybe on the continent, maybe Bayern Munich, maybe Real Madrid, something along those lines. What, you not think so, Rory?
No, I think he
No,
did.
I'm just laughing at Rory's face.
You're right, though.
Seriously.
He ran his contract down to get a big move somewhere.
Yeah, and then I feel like he's a little bit unmotivated. Douglas Luiz and Kamara are far better than him, keeping him out of the squad. And when he comes on, he's being our worst player. But we brought in Diaby, who
From Leverkusen, he's
What a
quality,
player.
isn't he?
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
good
amazing.
signing.
And there was a lot of money being thrown at him from Saudi Arabia, and then it didn't happen, which was a massive for us. But then we also brought in Torres. He's been very, very good.
He's a good centre-back.
Don't know if he would have got in the team if Mings had stayed fit, which I know some people won't agree with. But
He's
Mings
better than Mings,
With
Pal
Mings.
Torres.
Like,
Pal Torres
Mings,
is good.
Pal Torres is better than Mings.
Pal Torres is so
snapped his
good.
ACL, I think.
But he went from being sort of a fairly laughable centre half, didn't he? He was a punchline, and suddenly he became one of the most important members of your team.
He's always
he wasn't
really
on the
good, then
Maguire
really bad.
punchline.
He's very up and down,
Yeah.
isn't he?
What is that because of Emery? Do you think? Because of coaching?
No, Gerrard kind of just destroyed him a bit, didn't he?
Gerrard destroyed our entire team. I know. I know that
Is
he's
it that
above.
bad, Gerrard?
Gerrard was the worst manager I've ever seen. We had Alex McLeish in
Roy
there
Keane.
after he got Birmingham relegated, and I would have much preferred to have him in charge than Gerrard.
What about Gerard Houllier?
Gerard Houllier was top class, mate.
Jerry Hughes.
Gerard Houllier was top class for us.
Is Gerrard seen as being that bad?
Gerrard was the worst manager, and he set us back so far.
Even
that
early when he came
we would have got relegated. No, when he came in,
Yeah.
he came in. We had
Give him
Dean
some credit.
Smith. He got a couple of results against Palace and Brighton, and he talked a big game. But
Everton away.
everything he said,
Of course, he beat Everton.
You had to
away.
remember because he kind of looked at the
course he
fans.
did.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Gladys Street,
Yeah,
remember
staring.
when he did that Gladys Street walk away? Yeah.
but he everything he said was, I need to get bigger names in. I need to have moments of magic. He refused to take any blame. He didn't do any coaching. We had 8 points in 8 games when he got sacked, I think. Emery came in and we finished 7th and only signed Alex Moreno at left back. So
I don't think that's Gerrard being rubbish. I think that's Emery being very, very good.
No, but that is
No,
also
it was
Gerrard being
rubbish.
rubbish.
we would have got relegated last year.
God,
Where's
I've
Gerrard
got to
now?
defend him, haven't I?
Where's Gerard now?
He's in Saudi.
He's mid-table in the Saudi Arabian league.
Yeah, he's making 100 million a week.
Yeah, I want to get over there.
Yeah, he's relegated, but he's rich.
He's failing upwards.
If we're going to get top 5, we have to finish ahead of your boys and your boys. I think Chelsea are more likely, with the way things are going, to challenge for top 5. I think United are in big trouble this
You
year.
think Chelsea are ahead of us?
United.
Oh,
That's
definitely.
a whole different debate, but don't be mental.
Definitely.
No, Chelsea are much better.
Chelsea
position
finished
than
above
Man
United?
We'll
What?
finish above Man United.
Brighton and Newcastle
What?
are
You're
the
going to
biggest
sack Ten
challenges.
Hag in the next
We'll
couple of
save
weeks.
this debate for the club extra or something because no one wants to hear it. But what?
We're gonna- Mate, you're
You now, they're
terrible.
vision for us.
It's not that we're good. You're terrible.
Mate, you're
They'll turn it around.
worse.
Have you seen your
Mate, they'll
goalkeeper?
grind it out there.
You're
They
worse.
They
We're
will,
be-
they will.
Bro,
They got more
as soon as
experience
our
than you.
defense comes
They
got
back,
better experience
as soon
than
as our defense comes back, you lot have had
No,
it.
they're a bit better than you, though.
Casemiro.
Not a bit. We're a lot
No,
better than you.
yeah.
Casemiro's been
We're a lot better
terrible,
than
mate.
Yeah, but
We're a lot better
compared to
than you.
who? Caicedo, Lavi's not even playing.
Yeah.
At the back end of the
Yeah,
season, they have
compared
more
to Caicedo,
experience.
He's like
They
got
more
Mudrick,
experience.
bro.
We'll finish above Man United.
Nah, not a
I think
chance.
they'll be
Let's put some money on it.
What was it? This is
I'll
a
put a load of
debate to
money on
finish
that.
9th and 8th.
I honestly like if you're
I don't
looking
know.
at top 5 challenge, if that's where we're not going to finish higher than 5th. But Spurs.
But why do you say that of interest? Because I
Not
think
higher
you've
than
got
fifth.
such. You got the.
Not
It's
higher than
not higher than
not
fifth.
higher than
Yeah, but I'm
fifth.
asking why you can't.
They haven't got a squad big
The
enough.
spots are
for
there.
everything. They
So
just don't have
they're
enough.
also-
You do it right.
Europe.
Man City, we're not finishing ahead of. That's right. Agreed.
Fine.
Easy. Arsenal, we're not finishing ahead of. Liverpool, barring a major blow, we're not finishing ahead of.
I think the 4th Spurs, if they
Spurs-
drop off,
Spurs are currently
Newcastle.
top
Their
4.
squad's
Nah,
not Newcastle.
different to Spurs.
Spurs got no Europe.
You got a better keeper
Got no
than Spurs.
Europe.
You got good centre
Nah,
backs.
they won't go higher than Spurs. They won't come higher.
Newcastle and Brighton, I think, are the 2 biggest challenges for 5th. If Villa have a very, very good season, I'm not even saying we'll finish ahead of Chelsea and United, but Brighton and Newcastle are going to be very, 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 very tough to
Mate,
beat.
we're in the mud, Rory. These lot are talking about Newcastle and Brighton finishing above us.
He's right about you. He's right. It's bang on.
It's possible that we
I quit.
look maybe it goes so well we keep the form up that we've been in, and you look January, February, we're looking like we can get top 4, and Emery says, all right, let's.
What did
concentrate."
Emery? Because we spoke about how poorly Gerrard was in managing the club, but what did Emery actually change there? Has he been really good with the fans?
He's
and
been
the club, or
amazing
has it
with the
just been
fans.
pure tactics
He's-
and results?
He's been amazing with the fans. He's obviously a manager who has great pedigree. Even if Arsenal fans might not agree, he has a great CV.
No, he's a better manager than Arteta.
I would agree with that.
Of
but-
course
better
Of
manager
course
than
he's a
Arteta.
better manager.
He's a
than
third
Arteta.
best
He's a
coach
better
in the league.
manager
The
than
CV,
Arteta,
the
but not
CV
for
says
Arsenal.
he is.
The
The
better-
not
trophy,
for
the trophy
Arsenal.
cabinet. Like every time that argument's made, he just opens his trophy cabinet.
I mean,
He's a
Arteta
better
got
manager.
half
Yeah,
a
but he's been
million
managing
more
longer
and
than Arteta.
3 years
so
more.
obviously, yeah.
Yeah, pound for pound,
But
he's a better manager.
even in the
Yeah, I'll
last,
give him that.
even if you did it,
Even
what
did
has
it
he
in the
won
last
since
6 years.
No,
since
but it's
Arteta
like-
became a manager.
But Rory, it's like you would say Frank Lampard's a better manager for Chelsea than Rafa Benitez. But Rafa Benitez is a better manager than Lampard.
But I
You
would
get it?
admit that Rafael Benitez was a better manager.
And I think that's the same case here.
But Miles was saying he's
Emery's a better manager
I
than
didn't say he
Arteta.
isn't.
Oh,
But
didn't you?
Arteta's a better manager for Arsenal.
Yeah, Arteta might be a better manager
is
for
that
Arsenal,
true?
but overall, Emery's
I
a
don't know if
better
that's true.
manager than
not.
Arteta.
But
There's
some,
not
some
even-
things
it's not
aren't
even a-
about some things aren't subjective, are they? Some things are just who's a better manager, and Unai Emery is a better manager than Mikel Arteta.
yeah.
Like that's not
Maybe
it's not really
maybe
about
at the end of their
You
careers,
think he
it'll
deserved
change.
more time there
opinion.
No,
at Arsenal?
No,
Emery.
he got them to.
Nah, he
he
got-
got them to a European final. I mean,
when he got
He had his
sacked,
time, he had his time, he had his time.
When he got sacked, it went far worse for Mikel Arteta at Arsenal than it ever did for Emery. Eighth, losing at home to Burnley. When Emery was manager, they finished fifth in the league, just behind Chelsea. So in that race for top four, they just missed out on top four.
Yeah, but because
And then they had Arsenal in a European final. Bearing in mind, we're talking about Arsenal
And
in
it
a
was a
European
transitional
final.
side out of Wenger, wasn't it?
Arsenal are a club that have a pitiful record in Europe. He had them in a final in Europe. Okay, they got battered 4-1 by Chelsea. 4-1.
Like they do most
in
times
via
in
London
European
Club
finals.
in Chelsea. 4-1.
yeah,
Bad.
yeah,
Really
because
bad.
that's because he was a bad manager.
But he had you in a European final.
bad
Arteta
players.
had
reason
you
why
out of Europe.
Arteta doesn't get
Arteta
back
had
to
you
better
out of
players,
Europe.
better
Arteta had you-
investment.
Arteta had
guys,
you not
we're
in the
talking about
Anyway.
Aston Villa.
yeah.
Yeah.
all right. What he's changed? Gerrard would talk down every single player. He'd call them out in press conferences.
Yeah.
It was a toxic atmosphere around the whole club. Unai Emery came in, said he didn't want major signings in January. They said there was money there. He brought in one left back because Luca Dean was a walking injury. He's actually since came back and been quite good. He made the fans believe. I think his first game, we beat Manchester United. We beat Tottenham away. We challenged, obviously, versus the very biggest teams, which is not something Villa have done over the last couple of decades. And he put a belief in John McGinn, who was just not good at all under
No.
Gerrard. He has...
McKin has always been a good player for Aston Villa.
No, he
man.
was. I'm an Aston
Nah, he
Villa
fell
fan.
off
He
on
wasn't.
it.
He fell off a little
He
bit.
fell off a bit,
He
but
did.
you couldn't say. No,
but
John
Gerrard-
McKinn's always been there, man.
During Gerrard's reign.
Yeah, but that's the
towards
whole
end.
team, though.
But if someone that you consider a leader and a key figure in your team is dropping
Ger-
off,
no,
you
Ger-
have to be worried because McGinn's someone that would perform for any manager.
That's
And
bang
if he's not performing for you got to be like, bro.
Yeah, that's down to the manager. I don't say. I wouldn't say
that's
down
what
to
he's
Sam.
saying.
Yeah,
what
but
he's saying.
I wouldn't say it's McGinn.
Listen,
though.
I
No,
love
that's what he's saying.
McGinn.
That's what he's saying.
McGinn is Aston Villa's
That's what he's
captain.
saying. That's what
I
he's saying.
love McGinn.
By the
He's
way,
been
I,
immense.
I think the Aston Villa chat's refreshing because they don't get enough coverage. They're European champions in their own right. Ultimately,
Bigger club than City.
There's European champions on this table except for obviously Arsenal. So they're a massive club. Do you know what I mean?
It's facts. It's facts.
They're a massive club, and I think it's fair. They should be at the top end of the table. They should be at the top end of the table, lads. Do you know what I mean?
But there's Premier League winners in.
One thing that you boys were saying earlier on, though, he's brought the best out of Ollie Watkins, and you were trying to say that Tony is better than Watkins. It's
Tony is
He is
better.
better.
He
He
is
is
better.
better.
Tony is
You've
better.
watched,
not.
you've watched Tony score like 4 penalties and a few
No,
headers.
he's
No, I
silky.
haven't.
He's got
He's
a better
good.
touch.
He's
He links
good.
up plays.
He
He's a
leads the
better
line
finisher.
better.
Quicker.
Better touch. Better
In the
goal.
league-
But Ollie Watkins
He's
is
Kevin Davies.
No, he's not. Ollie
No,
Watkins
no.
is quality.
In the league,
He's
in the
a
league-
incredible
He's
player.
Kevin
Very good.
Davies,
Very
isn't
good.
he?
But it's not better than
good.
Tony.
It's
He's
a
not
toss
better.
up.
It's close.
It's very
Honestly,
close.
It's not as
It's very
clear-cut
close.
as
It's closer than you
everyone
think.
I'd rather play
It's
against
closer than
Ollie
you think.
Watkins than Ivan Toney running in behind me, dropping deep, being
No,
smart.
you'd
Ollie
be in
Watkins
trouble
is just-
against
Listen,
either.
Ollie Watkins.
You'd be in trouble
I'm
against
Ollie
either,
Watkins'
mate.
son, mate.
To be fair, in his defense, Ollie Watkins is the only player I've seen do Saliba over properly, 100%.
What about Haaland last season?
No, he didn't play. He didn't play against him.
Not even in.
He didn't play against him. That's what I felt. When he did play against him, he's still in his pocket. Can't find him. Can't find him.
What, the one thing that
Why are we using Saliba as a fucking litmus test?
because he's up there at the
He's up
moment.
there, yeah,
He
he's
actually
up
is.
there.
But
He's all right.
Watkins, the one thing that Watkins does that will frustrate Villa fans, and if you just watch the 3-minute highlights, what you're going to see is that he misses some big chances. But if Watkins didn't miss some big chances, he'd be a £150 million striker,
No, you
and
can't
he
say
wouldn't be
that.
playing
Can't
for
say
Aston
that.
Villa.
Can't say that.
I'm
Can you?
100
If
million
he did
striker.
it,
He's Ollie
I'm
Watkins.
100 mil.
What I'm saying-
England's
what I'm
second
saying-
striker.
He hasn't been in the squad.
be.
Nketiah has
He
been
should be
in the squad.
He should be
No,
in the
he
squad.
got into the latest squad. But
So
he
who
hasn't
we
been-
got?
It's then-
Tony
Callum
and
Wilson's
Nketiah.
Tony
Wilson.
said Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson don't get a sniff
it's
ahead
Ollie
of
Watkins.
Ollie Watkins or
should be
finisher.
second striker. Yeah.
He is a better
In
finisher.
tournament football, if you've got 10 minutes left, you're coming off from
Ollie
the bench.
Watkins
I'd
is
rather
better
have
than
Callum
Tony.
Wilson as a finisher. Ollie Watkins needs 3 chances to score one. Callum
he
Wilson's
does,
a
he does.
ruthless
Oh, he
finisher.
might be better than Ollie Watkins. He's not better than Tony.
Ollie Watkins is a good
No,
striker.
Tony ahead of all of them.
Listen, since Emery's come in, only Salah and only Haaland have more goal contributions than Watkins. He gets a hard time from a lot of people. He's not
You
the
love a stat, don't you?
but he's just not.
It's facts,
but
though.
it's third in the. All right, then just do English players. He's number 1. There's no English player. There's not a single English player with more goal contributions. And like people criticize his finishing and what he adds to the game, and they say Wilson's better. I think Wilson 1-on-1, I would take him 100%. But what Watkins does and plays up front on his own,
Yeah.
he's much better.
He's good.
He's a
good,
Niall
bro.
Quinn for me. He reminds me of
I
Niall Quinn.
reckon if he went into the Arsenal squad, he would make a monstrous difference to your
Wouldn't
team.
start.
Trying to sell
He
your
would be like
players already.
no, I'm not trying to sell him. He just signed a new 4-year contract. He's going nowhere. But most teams in the league, he would be their starting striker. Like most teams. In
He's
the
a good
league.
He's
striker.
been
man.
incredible.
He's a
We've heard
good
from
striker.
Fintan. Rory, where do you think Aston Villa finish this season? And can they finish in the top 5?
Yeah, I think they can. I thought Fintan would be a little bit more cocky.
Mate, I was in the championship
Bottled
like
it.
5 years
Yeah.
ago.
Bottled
It's hard. Emery has done so incredibly well, but as an Aston Villa fan, it feels like it can't go on. Even though the suggestion, he's been there since November. I think he's had 32 games.
Yeah.
We're second or third in the form table since
Mate,
he's
you've
been
got
there.
a great,
I
you've got a
think-
great spine.
I
of
also
players.
think that
I agree with that.
you're going to be burned by what you've witnessed in recent times.
It's impossible not to
It's
be.
yeah. Whereas the fact that I haven't got a dog in the fight and I can just look at the team for what it is and look at the way that you're playing and look at the manager, I think that you can be a little bit more cocky and a little bit more ambitious. Like I think that if out of the next rung, if you break the Premier League down into sort of mini leagues, I'd say that Aston Villa are totally capable of finishing top of the league that they're competing in. And in that league, I would say Brighton are in it. I would say Newcastle United are in it.
And Tottenham.
I'd actually say Tottenham are in it. I know that we've
I
kind
agree
of
with
put them
that.
in a. And although
United and Chelsea.
United and Chelsea, yeah, I think
Facts. It's facts, Adam.
it is.
And you say the squad, yeah. I looked at the team that started against Brighton. Obviously, absolutely smashed them to pieces. Look on the bench. Tielemans on the bench. Jacob Ramsey's on the bench. Squad's there.
And the club's there. Like, the size of the club is there as well, which I think is relevant. Like, when you talk about, I don't know, when Brentford were doing well before, when they, up until this recent period of strife that they've been in. But even Brighton now, maybe as an example, I feel like there's a ceiling simply because of the scale of the club. Whereas with Villa, that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
With Villa, they're one of the biggest clubs in the country. They've got one of the richest histories in the country. They are.
challenge for the league all the time, in right?
Yeah, of course. Like, not that long
Right,
ago.
little than that.
No, mate, but even
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago.
like you don't have to be that old to remember like Dalian Atkinson and Dean Saunders and Tony Daly and whatever.
No,
Like
you
it's
do.
not
No, you
that
do.
old.
No, you do.
It's not that long.
25 years ago.
Yeah, that's not that
Here
long.
we go. Mabbott and Roderick.
Yes, it's a long
No
time
one,
ago.
no one in this room remembers those players.
Yeah, Dalian Atkinson.
You don't know Dalian Atkinson?
I do, of course. Remember that
Adam will know
fantastic
Dalian
chip?
Atkinson.
Now, my Villa teams are
Savo
Brian.
Milosevic.
Some will
when
say
you
Dwight
took
York.
when you took
Some will
Dwight
say
York
Dwight
off
York.
us.
Yeah.
Draper.
Mark Bosnich.
Draper, Baldy.
Draper, Gibaldi, yeah.
Yeah.
Draper.
Yeah, it's a good team. But I think
My
the
team's
scale
young.
of the club, they're owned by one of the richest families in Egypt who are very ambitious. They've got undoubtedly one of the best managers in the league. Like that's non-negotiable. I know that you could maybe
But
make
he's
a case.
definitely best of the rest, if you wanted to call it that.
He's,
you know what I mean?
if you're being totally honest and non-tribal about the best managers in the league, I think the best manager in the league
He
has to
could
be
be
Pep
third.
Guardiola.
He could be
Boys.
third.
It has to be Pep
third.
Guardiola. It then
could
has
be
to be
third.
Jurgen Klopp. It then
third.
has to be Unai Emery.
It's
Boys,
third, yeah.
boys,
Poch is fourth.
boys.
in terms of achievements,
Yeah, in
definitely.
terms of achievements.
Like
yeah.
if you're not biased about
Arteta's top 5.
Hang
That's
on,
not
hang
an
on.
issue. Why is that an issue?
No, boy, are we?
Arteta's
it, is he top five?
Top
Is
6.
Arteta top
I
5?
don't know.
Yeah, top 6.
Are we just?
Based on
being-
achievements, no.
Yeah, based on achievements.
He hasn't
He's
achieved
top
anything.
6
One
or
FA
7.
Cup, innit?
I've watched us in the cup
Hang
game
on a
so
minute.
far this
Hang on,
season.
one second,
Wait,
one second,
say
one
something
second.
about
Deserby,
Go on,
Wait,
go
wait a
on.
second.
Go on.
He's been stuttering over
I'm just. Are we being nice because Fintan's here?
No, say what you want.
No, I'd rather.
Because Villa, they're good, but come on.
Yeah, but Unai Emery's won European title. He took
I think
Villarreal. They've
3
never
in a
been to a
row.
European final. They
I think
smashed Man
Villa's
United in the final.
retained
Remember
the
that?
think
European
Villa's
Cup.
gonna
Why are
try
you
and
always
do-
bringing up that final, bro?
Because Villarreal is their first
Smashed
European
as well, by
trophy.
the
He's
way.
won 4. He's won 4 Europa
Emery's-
Leagues.
Yeah, 4 Europa Leagues.
4 Europa Leagues.
Your guys
What
won
is
a
that? Are you
COVID
thinking what,
FA
that
Cup.
Villa don't finish? What?
No, Unai Emery is a good coach. He's a very good coach, and what he's done for Villa is good things. You lot are up there now with the big boys. You're fighting for top 4, top 5, whatever it may be. But I don't think you're better than Eddie Howe and his bunch. I don't think they're. I think
Emery's
Chelsea-
better than
Eddie Howe's
Howe
done
did
an
a
No,
incredible
his
job.
bunch,
Years
no,
ago.
he's
And
a
the
better.
players,
But Eddie Howe's got the players.
Unai Emery's won more European silverware than Arsenal.
No,
It's not the point he's
it's
making.
not the point I'm making.
No,
bro.
but
Why have you always got a
Let him
goal?
make his point. Let him make his point.
He ain't got the squad though, has he? Though
Eddie Howe got relegated with
has he got
Bournemouth
the
a few
squad?
years
Who's
ago.
got a better squad, Newcastle or Villa?
I honestly think that's super close, but I think
It's
what
super-
Harry-
It's not
I think
close.
I think that
You
is
know why it's
very
close?
close.
Because you're
It's
going from
close.
the point of Newcastle when they were
it's
relegated
close.
and they signed some players and got better. So you now think, oh my God, they're amazing.
Yeah,
Whereas
but-
Villa have kind of gradually
Yeah,
got
yeah.
there.
They-
Villa's,
very similar squad.
Villa's in a space where they could win a game, and we wouldn't even be surprised. They're Villa, they're a good team, but next week they would lose to, I don't know, a Sheffield United
No,
or
that doesn't
a Forest
happen,
or-
I think
No, that
Newcastle
doesn't
and Villa
happen.
are
No, you
equal.
say it doesn't happen, but it can
But it
happen.
hasn't
You've
happened
lost-
under Emery
Yeah,
at
but
all.
But
at
you've
all.
lost results. You've gotten results
We've-
this season
we've-
that you think, oh, you should have lost that.
No, we
or-
actually haven't. So we
No, the
lost. We
Newcastle
lost to
was a thumping.
Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle
We
was
lost. We got smashed first day of the season. It was embarrassing, and we lost to Liverpool.
Who did you lose to? Who did you get smashed to?
Newcastle.
Okay, but listen,
Newcastle.
yeah, but
That's
in-
like
Wembley
Wembley
game.
beating
but
the
in
teams.
April we beat
Very
them
well,
3-0 and we smashed them.
Yeah, but this is a new season.
that was 6 months ago.
So you got smashed by your competitor. Someone's going to be closest to you this season. They smashed you. They made
That
lads.
doesn't mean
Five.
anything.
First game of the season.
There's 5 goals.
But first
Nah,
game
it was
or
the
second.
first game of the season. You know what happened?
First game.
They
of
got
the season.
injured. Pau Torres made his debut in the Premier League.
They're higher than him in the league right now.
Yeah,
They're higher than
bang on.
Newcastle. So what does it
Yeah,
matter?
for now though, I'm not saying Unai Emery and his bunch are not going to be up there.
His
I'm not,
bunch.
yeah,
I
his-
like calling that.
yeah, I'm not saying they're not going to be up there, but I think we're showing Villa a bit too much respect here because Fintan is sitting on the table. And I'm just saying.
I think that Howe's
I think
doing.
he's taken that
Look at the-
European
look-
Cup dig.
I shouldn't have said that.
To
Miles,
heart.
I'll take that back, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
No, that's
No, I'll take that back. Sorry. No, guys. I'm sorry.
Has anyone got a Forest fan?
I'm sorry,
We're going
man.
to win the
Sorry.
Champions League this year anyway, so it doesn't matter. That banner is going to be ended by next year. I'm just saying.
Emery's better than Arteta, man. That's the you
can
won
have
a COVID cup with no one in the stadium.
He can,
Well
have,
done.
he can have it. I don't care. Well done, Unai Emery. Good evening.
I'm not even the
Well
one
done.
shouting for that one.
De Zerbi's there with
De
Brighton.
Zerbi's been unbelievable.
Is he
But
not just a
let me
new
just say one
sexy
thing. Can I
name,
just
though?
say one thing? We beat Brighton 6-1 last week. But so by your maths, Unai Emery
I'm not
must be
saying- I'm not-
massive compared to him.
No, I don't think he'll come above.
But you just said that
Newcastle.
because how beat.
I don't think he'll come above Newcastle, and I
But it
think
was
Chelsea
only
would.
5-1 with Newcastle Villa. It was 6-1
No, you
with
lost
Villa
to
Brighton.
Newcastle.
And we beat Brighton
they
6-1.
beat
Okay, cool.
Brighton.
That's Brighton. I think Brighton's not my dog.
Can't be
That's not my
moving-
team.
I'm just using your maths,
guys.
guys.
Yeah.
Using your
That's
maths.
Brighton. They're not my dog. I'm just saying you're in and around that space. You're going to be in and around that space, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't
agree.
think you're
All
going to
right,
come.
where are they finishing?
I think they come seventh.
I think that honestly that might be true. I'm not even
Seventh,
European spot
around
these
seventh or
days?
eighth.
Conference League?
Very difficult.
Conference.
Says Conference League.
I might be. Would it be?
Sixth
Would
for
it
me,
be?
sixth for
Would
me.
it be?
It
Must
might
be
be
having a
Europa
laugh.
League. That
Why?
You're having a laugh. There's no way they're coming sixth.
It's
No,
not
wait,
crazy.
one second.
It's not
So
like
who's
third.
finishing
They're
above
going to
them?
come seventh, you said, but no way they can come sixth.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
One place above him.
They're going to come seventh. I think they come sixth.
No way.
there's six better teams, and that's why.
There is no way that team finishes sixth. Absolutely impossible. They will
No
never
way.
finish sixth.
City,
Where do you think
Arsenal,
they finish?
Spurs,
Seventh.
Chelsea United don't. Newcastle fifth.
Go on, Ade. Sorry. Where Villa finishing?
Six. I think six.
Yeah.
Six.
Do you know what I think
six.
they finish, Mark?
Six.
Six.
I actually reckon we're going to finish sixth as well.
No, I think they finished behind City, obviously Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United,
And Newcastle.
Newcastle.
I don't think we finished behind United this year.
And
You
Newcastle.
finished behind United. this
Yeah.
year.
I actually don't think so.
Don't be
I think
crazy.
we finished
Oh,
seventh
yeah.
and we finished ahead of United.
Miles was right. We're being too kind to
That was
Villa.
so funny.
too
Miles
kind.
was right. Miles was right. We're
so
being
funny,
way
man.
too kind to Villa.
Too kind. Man. They're a good team though, but
Nah,
come
good
on.
team, good manager.
Seventh and ahead of United.
Ooh,
No, because we finish at least.
That sounds
sixth.
fair to me.
that's fair.
That sounds fair to me.
Seventh and above United.
Yeah.
Fair.
But not six. No,
That's
Miles,
not-
Miles,
and
isn't it?
Chelsea.
Not six.
No matter what.
Not
Not
six.
six.
Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. It has been an absolute pleasure to be with these clowns. Buvey, Miles, Fintan, Ade, Rory, thank you very much for joining us. To our guests as well, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you check out Miles on Filthy Fellas. Make sure you subscribe to Fintan's YouTube channel as well. Put the link in the description below. And check out Ade Oladipo on TalkSport, The Zone, and everywhere else as well. Make sure you're doing that. Thank you to you all for watching. Subscribe to the club. We love you. Bye.